Turkish drama have a theme for about anything a viewer is looking for. There are suspense, thriller, and the highly popular love stories, and the love stories involving the boss is a guilty pleasure. So here in this video, we are going to talk about top 8 boss and employee romance Turkish drama. Ask Mantik Intikam, Love Logic Revenge. This series will tell a story that extends from the logic marriage of waitress Isra and engineer Ozan, who lead a meager life, to love. Isra will learn the fact that love doesn't feed her from her mother and will sit at the wedding table with Ozan, whom she has set her sights on for a rational marriage. However, when Ozan's goal in working life clash with the hope of changing Isra's standard of living, the marriage of logic will also crumble. The inevitable end will come with material and moral problems. After the divorce, Ozan will open a software company and become very rich. His path will cross again with Isra, who started to work here, and the love aspect of the business, which will develop with Venegans, will thus emerge. Bahat Oyunu, Twist of Fate. Once you have believed that your fortune turned its back, it is not easy to overcome bad luck. But Ada, who has grown up among women who believe that they will be happy if they marry the first man they fall in love with, and who have not succeeded in doing so, is about to put the spoke in the wheel of destiny. Ada is abandoned by the Ruzgar, which she believes is her first love, while Ada wants to reclaim Ruzgar on the path of happiness. But she confronts Bora. A challenging and romantic journey awaits Ada, who is stuck between her love and faith. Dholune, Full Moon. Ferit Aslan is a very successful businessman and is extremely organized. He wants the same manner of organization in both his private and professional life. Nazli, who is studying gastronomy, needs to find a job immediately as she is responsible for covering the expenses of the home she shares with a friend and sister. She is a stubborn and adamant personality, so she has a tough time keeping a job. Both completely opposites meet each other in this series. Arkansi Kas, the early bird. Sanam is a young woman who aspires to be a writer and live on the Galapagos Island. Despite working at her father's grocery store, she is forced by her parents to choose between her arranged marriage with her neighbor Muzaffar and finding a suitable job. Sanam lands a job at Fikri Harika, one of Turkey's leading advertising agencies, where Leila, her sister, is an executive assistant. The owner of the advertising agency, Azizi, has two sons, Amre and Ken. Amre wants to take over the company, but his father believes Ken is a better fit for the job and he is appointed manager. Ken has what his father wants for the company, but he prefers to take photos in remote locations. Upon learning of his father's health problems, Ken eventually agrees to run the company. Aziz also tells Ken to find the spy in the company who is helping their driver Eileen. Amre doesn't like the idea of his brother being the manager and believes that he should have the position. Amre's plan is to make him fail as well as becoming the spy himself. Sanam bumps into Ken on a dark balcony at an opera party celebrating the company's 40th anniversary. Ken thinks she is his girlfriend Poland, so he kisses her. Sanam realizes that she loves the stranger who kissed her and gives him the codename Albatross, but hates Ken. And Amre makes her believe that Ken only wants to increase the value of the company so that it can be sold. Ken soon falls in love with Sanam and finds out that he kissed her that day at the opera, which begins the inevitable story of love. Sensel Kapimi, You Knock on My Door. Ada, who pins all her hopes on her education, confronts Sarkan Bolat, who has cut off her international scholarship, which leaves her with a high school diploma only. Sarkan offers Ada to give her scholarship back on condition that she pretends to be his fiancé for 2 months. Although Ada initially rejects the offer out of hand, she seems herself compelled to accept it when conditions change overnight. While pretending to be engaged, Sarkan and Ada embark on an insanely passionate yet challenging relationship that will make them forget all they know that is right. Aphelio. It is a story that tells the life of Aise, a girl with 2 older brothers whom she fears, so fleeing from them and a forced marriage, she decides to leave her home. On the other hand, there is Karam, the womanizer son of the businessman for whom Aise works. In a confusing situation when Aise runs away, the brothers believe that she does it out of love for Karam. For the honor of the family, they will demand that Karam and Aise get married. Karam wants to show her father that she can settle down, so Aise makes the decision to marry the son of the factory owner where she works. The young people come to an agreement that will last 6 months. The supposed husband is handsome and wealthy, although he is not willing to lead a real home life. However, what begins with a mutual agreement in which the apparent marriage is only carried out for convenience between the parties takes another direction. In this way, Aise and Karam's life is turned upside down. Ask Laftan Anlamaz. Hayat is a young girl who lives in Istanbul together with her two friends Asli and Epak. She has a happy life in Istanbul and wants to live there apart from her family. However, upon her father's request, Hayat has to find a good job as soon as possible. Otherwise, she needs to go back to her hometown and start to live with her family again. Hayat knows that she has to do her best on the next job interview for a multinational textile company, Sarte. If she is hired by that company, she knows that she can persuade her parents and continue to live in Istanbul. During the interview, Hayat is mistakenly considered as Suna, who is the daughter of the company owner's close friend. In her desperation for the job, Hayat does not clear this misunderstanding and acts as if she is Suna and gets the job, becoming the assistant of Murad Sarsalmaz, the heir of Sate. Hayat doesn't disclose her true identity and starts to work together with Murad. Even though they argue all the time, they become closer and closer. Hayat is impatient, hot-blooded and clumsy, whereas Murad is firm, calm and arrogant. The two have totally different characters but begin to fall in love. Kiralikask, love for rent. A waitress named Daphne finds herself in a love game when she urgently needs a large sum of money to pay off her brother's debt. Daphne looks after her grandmother, her young sister and her older brother. Her father abandoned them at a young age, after which even her mother left Daphne and her siblings to start life anew with another man. One day, a man named Omar kisses her abruptly outside the restaurant where Daphne works to save himself from a blind date arranged by his aunt. Unknown to Daphne and Omar, Omar's aunt Neriman witnesses the kiss. After that, Neriman comes with an offer to Daphne to marry and then leave the man she is renting her for, her husband's nephew Omar. Neriman is ready to give 4 lakh liras, but Daphne only takes the money she needs and accepts the offer to free her brother from the people he is indebted to. Neriman is desperate to find a girl for Omar in order to please her father-in-law and Omar's estranged grandfather, Hulusi. Hulusi has threatened Neriman and her husband Nesmi that unless he sees Omar married in the next 6 months, he will sell all the family property including Nesmi and Neriman's house. Under Neriman's instructions, Daphne begins work at Omar Footwear Company as his personal assistant, unaware of the fact that he is the man who kissed her until she sees him on her first day of work. She has 6 months to make Omar fall in love with her, marry him and then leave him. Things become complicated when, with no intention of it happening, Daphne also falls in love with Omar. Now torn between not wanting to deceive him and hiding the true reason she came into his life of fear that he will never want to see her again.